99.5
FM.
Kaieteur Radio. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 7:20 p.m. and a rebroadcast of the next day at 11 a.m. just in case you missed that program.
Kaieteur Radio.
Covering Guyana from coast to coast.
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Berbice 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio. This is the news on top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kaieteur Radio 99.1 FM.
Good evening, welcome to this evening's Newscast on Kaieteur Radio. Kevin Smith here. Let's get to the news in detail. Financial analyst Floyd Haynes is of the firm conviction that oil companies should face punitive measures for failing to meet local content obligations. Haynes explained that he sees local content as a three-legged stool, where one leg speaks to the role of the government in enacting the relevant policies and legislation, along with systems to measure performance by oil companies. He said that the second leg would refer to the operator or oil companies and their role in information dissemination and making people aware of what is available. The third leg, he said, is for the people interested in being part of the sector to ensure they get the requisite skills via training along with relevant certification. In other news, the Federation of Independent Trade Unions of Guyana, or FITUG, stated today that it considers the recent statements made by opposition leader Joseph Harmon on the Sputnik vaccines to be reckless, irresponsible, and thoughtless. Harmon had called on the government to suspend the distribution of the vaccines until it can prove that they are authentic. He made a comment in spite of the fact that he is fully vaccinated via the same Sputnik vaccine he is now casting aspersions on. FITUG's outlook is that the opposition leader's wild statements will only result in higher vaccine hesitancy among Guyanese, while adding that it is in no way beneficial to national efforts to fight the pandemic. FITUG stated that the opposition as a whole must be condemned for what can be described as unwise and deeply upsetting propaganda, according to FITUG. In other news, a pregnant 17-year-old girl was allegedly abducted by two men who brutally raped her and videotaped the entire ordeal. According to the police, the incident reportedly took place in Region 7 sometime during the month of April. Based on information received, she said they forcefully took her against her will to a house where one of the perpetrators resides and committed the act. The teenager reported that the men then took turns in having sex with her while they both videotaped the horrific act. She further stated that because of that, she suffered a miscarriage. We understand that one of the suspects involved has been arrested and is in custody assisting with the investigation, while a search has been launched for the other individual. And now let's tell you, the first National Grade 6 Assessment mock examination was written on June 9th and 10th, 2021, and the results from that examination are currently being analyzed by the Ministry of Education with a view of identifying weaknesses children have in the four subject areas: mathematics, English language, science, and social studies. Of the 14,300 students registered to write the examination next month, 12,500 students participated in the examination, with 2,000 coming from the private school system. The second mock examination will be written on July 7th and 8th, 2021. This will be held under full examination conditions, except for those students who chose to write the examination at home. This option will not be available for the official examination to be written on August 4th and 5th of this year. And moving on, according to a statement released from the Office of the Attorney General, the Haitians were discovered in a hotel by police ranks around 10:30. We were told last evening that arrangements were being made to transport the suspected trafficking victims from Berbice to Georgetown, where they will be kept in custody of the Ministry of Human Services and Social Protection. The government stated that the Haitians, 5 females and 5 males, are claiming to be juveniles. One of them, who spoke English, reportedly told the cops that they were brought from Suriname via speedboat and were left at the hotel since Monday, June 14th. Sources close to the investigation said that some of them looked older than 18, but because they are not in possession of any documents, investigators are unable to correctly verify their ages. Meanwhile, a cell phone recorded video that surfaced on Facebook yesterday depicted the beating of an accused gold chain snatcher mere minutes after he was freed by a magistrate at the Georgetown Magistrates Courts. According to information, the person seen beating the man in the video is a woman who had accused him of snatching her gold chain and her son. The woman had lodged a report against the man, and he was arrested, locked up, and later charged for the offense. We understand that the man had spent some time in prison on remand, but his case was dismissed recently due to the lack of evidence. It was further related that he is a known offender who had also faced similar charges in the past. And to wrap things up this evening, let's tell you the secretary of the Baramita Village Council, who had plans of celebrating her 40th birthday yesterday, was killed tragically in a vehicular accident on Wednesday afternoon. The accident, which claimed the life of Juanita Sobers Paul of Central Baramita Village in Region 1, occurred sometime around 17 hours 30 on the Baramita Main Access Road. Sobers was at the time traveling in a minibus along with 4 others, one of whom was her father, Christopher James, when the accident occurred. We were told that the bus was heading back to Baramita Village from Matthews Ridge when it developed mechanical difficulties, which caused the accident to occur. And with that, we've come to the end of this evening's newscast. I'm Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening. Coming up at exactly 19 hours 20 is the Glenn Lal Show, Tell It As It Is.
Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your ads on Kaieteur Radio's newscasts. Streamed live on 6 different mediums, reaching hundreds of thousands. Advertise today and watch your dollar grow. Call us on 225-8465 or 226-8210 today.
Kaieteur Radio.
Covering Guyana from coast to coast.
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Berbice 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio.
It is now 19 hours 7 in Guyana. Coming up next, a short presentation on the oil and gas sector in Guyana from the publisher of the Kaieteur News, Mr. Glenn Lal. Remember, if you've missed any of these presentations, they are easily found on YouTube at Kaieteur Radio in a playlist called Stand Up, Speak Up, and Be Loud.
Guyana, guys, royalty is a word that comes from the royal family. It's